तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय राधिकाय प्रियात्मने श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदान्त नारायणीति नामिने श्रीकृष्णलीलाकतने सुदक्षम् औदर्यमाधुर्यगुणैष्टयुक्तम् वरं वरेण्यं पुरुषं महन्तं नारायणं त्वं शिरसा नमामि। त्रिदन्दिनं भक्तशिरोमणिं च श्रीकृष्णपादाब्जयुगैकहृदि चैतन्यलीलामृतसारसा नारायणं त्वं सततं प्रपद्ये। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय गौरप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्री श्रीमद् भक्तिप्रज्ञान केशवयुक्ति नामिने अतिमर्त्यचरित्राय स्वश्रितानां च पालिने जीवदुःखे सदर्वाय श्रीनाम प्रेमदायिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने श्रीवर्षभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाभये कृष्ण विज्ञानोदयिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोऽस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दिनतारिणे सिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भरसम्बोधे पदाम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगमनायते गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सजनप्रिय वैष्णवः सर्वभौमश्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जयतां सुरतो पङ्गोर्ममन्दमते गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्बोजो राधामदनमोहन दिव्यवृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाल श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेव प्रेष्ठानि सेव्यमानस्मरामि श्रीमानसरसारम्भि वंशिवतततस्थितः कर्षन्मेनुस्वरैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रीस्तुनः वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदेवे सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Page 360, Gurudev Kripa करके मेरी नाव भर दोगे, उसे पार लगा देना, मेरी नाव भर दोगे, उसे पार लगा देना, गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना, गुरुदेव कृपा करके Vrindavanavasi Jata Vaishnava page 36. Vaishnava Mandana. Vrindavanavasi Jata Vaishnava Maharaja Saro Shiro Jai Jai Sundar Nanda Kumar, page 344. Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar, Jaya Jaya Sundara Nanda Kumar, Nanda Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutira. 2:18. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Ajnanatmirandhasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namah Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Namine Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhaktale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhiveva cha patitan pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Mukam karoti vacham pangum nangayate Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Vinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam into the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya-lila, Vishnupad, astottara Sata Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and the same unto the lotus feet of Nitya-lila, Vishnupad, astottara Sata Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada. To all of our Rupanuga Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, my Dandavat Pranam. And also to all of you who are watching on Facebook live stream, who are locked in your homes, my Dandavat Pranam to all of you. So today, Pujapad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj posted a very beautiful and amazing quote from Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Goswami Maharaj. And I felt very inspired by it. And so I wanted to start by sharing some of that. I took the essence of what was spoken there, and I wanted to share it here and with the devotees. Let's see where it is. So now in the world, as we all know, it's a very interesting and strange situation, almost unprecedented in history. I don't know of any case where more than 1 billion people were locked down at any given time. And there's so much fear. But people are searching for answers. Now is the time for everyone to reflect. Everyone's been forced into a state where they can actually do nirjan bhajan for some time. But most people don't know, who am I? Why am I here? Why am I suffering? What is my goal? What is my function? Is this life all there is, or is there something more? These existential questions will start to arise. What will happen if I die? Will I go somewhere else? Is it reality? Is this all there is? What is the goal of life? So it's a time of great reflection for most. And so many of our gurus, so many of our shastras and sadhus have given so many very valuable answers. Tattva Siddhant. Truth about the essential nature of the workings of not only this world, but every world, every jiva, the transcendental realm, our relationship with the Supreme Lord, what Krishna or what the Supreme Lord is doing in his realm, and how to connect there. Who am I? Why am I here? Why am I suffering? What is my purpose? What is my goal? What is my function? All of these questions are answered. And so many more. In many different faiths, these answers might not be there. Maybe just touching on them. But our Goswamis, our Guru Varga, have gone very deeply into all scriptures and extracted the essence. We chant a prayer to our Shat Goswami. Gujat kokila hamsasar sagana kirne mayurakule. Like swans they are expert in extracting the nectar or the milk from water. They can separate milk from water, which has already been mixed. So our Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja has explained that whatever they have given us only what is essential for us to progress in bhakti. We can trust what they have given 100%. So here Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Maharaj is speaking about the nature of this world and why certain miseries come about. And it is corroborated by Srimad Bhagavatam. He says that one sage has explained in his sutra that massive epidemics are due to contamination of the ether by impure sound. By impure sound. Impure sound contaminates the ether. When the lawyers and pleaders in court begin to tell lies in the name of justice, these sound vibrations contaminate the ether. Even knowing someone is guilty, but to make money, I will lie on their behalf. It's common these days. So much lying, so much cheating. It's part of the nature of Kali Yuga also. But this is going on in massive amounts. Before, people used to have honor, and they would tell the truth even at the risk of their own death. Now people will tell a lie and protect themselves even at the risk of their own family members, their own friends, husband or wife. So much cheating is going on. So when they're telling lies in the name of justice, these sound vibrations contaminate the ether, which in turn contaminates the air and water which people breathe and drink. And the epidemic is the result. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Srila Maharaj explains, I believe it is in the book Subjective Evolution of Consciousness, how what manifests in the gross world is a product of what is happening on the more subtle plane. So first, it takes place in the subtle realm, and then it begins to manifest more and more grossly. Right? If you want to create something, someone has to conceptualize it first in the mind. All of the 10,000 parts which have gone into this one smartphone, each part was thought about first. There was some desire, there was some impetus, and then from that, the creation gradually manifested and became gross or physical. In the same way, he's speaking here directly that by impure sound vibration, it contaminates the ether, which is more subtle. But that subtle energy which is contaminated then goes into the more gross, the air. That goes into more gross, which is the water. And that goes into more gross, which is earth. And it contaminates everything. So that brings about epidemics. Nonsensical sounds means sounds which have no connection to serving Krishna. That is nonsense. Because the nature of the soul is to serve Krishna. Anything which is not in alignment with that is nonsense. Nonsensical sounds are entering and contaminating the ether, the air, the water, and the very molecular structure of each and every person, place, and thing. The molecular structure within the molecules, those vibrational energies from that sound vibration, from nonsensical sounds, is affecting and contaminating every molecular structure of everything in this world. There is the very risky business of intentionally invading the sound waves with defective sound. He was explaining how at the time of a war, that any country comes to take over, what do? The first thing they do is they take over the newspapers, the radios, the television, and they start producing their propaganda. So then he said this can topple governments, and they put new leaders in their place by propaganda. This is a very risky business of intentionally invading the sound waves with defective sound. It's worse now than it ever was. I just spoke about it the other day. How many radio channels are out there bombarding the environment? If you go to the roof of Gopinath Bhavan and you look out, you can see how many cell phone, mobile phone towers, all sending out signals. And that's just one small town, Vrindavan. Thousands and thousands of smartphones and conversations, all kinds of Gramya Katha is being shared back and forth. All videos, all movies, all kinds of nonsensical activities being done. What to speak of in cities like Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Los Angeles, New York, Moscow, anywhere in China, anywhere. It's bombarding the environment constantly, and it's penetrating every molecule of every being in this world. Television, radio, conversations, everything is bombarding, and internet waves, and even the thought processes of everyone, because the subtle affects or manifests the gross. The lines of a communication are filled with impure sound from the earliest school books. That means what is not truth, what is only encouraging people toward dharma, artha, kama, moksha. From the earliest school books to the most advanced so-called philosophies. The Srimad Bhagavatam talks about this in the second verse. Dharma projita kaitava traparamo nirmatsaranam satam. It talks about kaitava dharma. All of those activities that one does in this world that might even seem good if they do not bring about a revolution within the heart to turn toward serving Krishna or serving God, then it is called kaitava dharma, or cheating religion. So he's mentioning school books, from the very early school books to the most advanced so-called philosophies. They are all promoting defective sound. The White House filibusters. He's talking about the White House in America. Filibusters means those who are there and promoting all of their jargon are another excellent example of intentional pollution of sound channels. Because they're talking about everything other than love of God. Sharing all kinds of information, whether it's true or not. All kinds of politics, all kinds of lies, all kinds of maybe material truths and untruths, but what does it have to do with bhakti or devotion to the Lord? They're also intentionally polluting the sound channels. He says, now here's the good part. Here's the positive side. If we were to infuse spiritual sound into the ether, spiritual sound, if we were to saturate the ether with the transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, this Mahamantra would purify. This Mahamantra would enlighten and saturate every being with its potencies. If we were to infuse spiritual sound into the ether, if we were to saturate the ether with the transcendental sound vibration of Mahamantra, it would purify, enlighten, and saturate every being with its potencies. All material information, all material ideas and knowledge are like hot air. They are actually devoid of any value. So if we're filling our glass with this hot air, it's not going to give us any quenching to our real thirst. We need to fill that with Krishna Bhakti Ras. If you put the nectar of Harinam in your cup and you fill it up, where is there room for hot air? All the hot air will leave. It will have no place to go. So here he's saying if we saturate the environment with Harinam, then Harinam will take over, and all of these molecules which are now surcharged with nonsense will become surcharged with Krishna Nam. So this idea that the lies being told contaminate is directly mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Bhumi Devi herself, it is said that she said, I can tolerate any weight. I can tolerate the weight of the mountains. I can tolerate the weight of the oceans. I can tolerate so many things, but I cannot tolerate the weight of a liar. One who is lying. I cannot tolerate this. And as a result of the lies of so many, what does she do? She reacts. I'm going to give a very simple analogy. Imagine what happens if you have a mosquito, if you have lice in your hair. You start to scratch, you start to try to take it out. These liars this lying is not tolerable to her. So, according to the purport of our Srila Prabhupada, he says in this connection, that these lies overburden the earth. And as a result of this, there is so much chaos and terror, and also so many natural calamities take place. Earthquakes, fires, floods, famine, pestilence, and all of these things. It is, according to Shastra, the result of so many sinful activities which take place because the leaders, in general, are not leading people toward the path of Sanatan Dharma, or spiritual practice, but are leading people toward, as our Srila Prabhupada would say, demon crazy. He calls democracy demon crazy. Means everyone votes someone into a position so that person can support them only fulfilling their material desires. This is the nature of those who are not devoted to the Lord, but they want to be the enjoyer.
Bhaktivedanta says the same thing, but in a very nice way.
How does he say?
The society is very much organized for everybody to be able to enjoy unlimitedly. And he said they are going to hell in a very organized way.
So, Pujyapada Shroti Maharaj is quoting Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj that the society is organized in such a nice way to fulfill and satisfy everyone's material desires in such a way that everyone will go to hell in a very organized way. And our Srila Prabhupada called it demon crazy. If the demonic tendencies of people are allowed to be awakened, we understand that in Kali Yuga, the demon and the devotee is in the same body. So instead of encouraging the devotee to awaken, we feed the demon inside, and the demonic tendency within is voting someone into power who will support and encourage my atheistic nature and tendency. What will come as a result? So many sinful activities among the population. Yad yad acharati shreshtas. Krishna said, whatever the big personalities do, the commoners will follow. So there's lack of good, proper leadership in the world today. So many sinful activities are being done, so many lies are being told, and as a result of that, we see so many calamities and disasters. One takes to the path of bhakti, to Krishna. One takes to chanting the holy name, doing kirtan. As Gurudev said, this is the ultimate anti-pollution. So pollution comes in many forms, but here Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj is saying it starts on the very subtle platform, sound. And Rupa Goswami confirms this with the very first word of the verse of Upadeshamrita, Vacho Vegam. No? Vacho. What we speak. What we speak. If it is not Harikatha, one word can destroy empires. One word. And the examples that are given, very interesting. Draupadi and Sita. What did Draupadi say? When Duryodhana came to that very fancy palace, he thought what was water was the floor and what was floor was the water. It was a special palace created by Maya Danava. It had so many illusions. So Duryodhana fell into the water. Draupadi could not check herself. She started laughing. And what did she say? The son of a blind man, Dhritarashtra was blind, is also blind. Oh, this pinched his heart. Pinched him so much, he held that inside, and it began to burn and rage. How dare she? How dare she? And then he tried to disrobe her in public, and by this uncontrolled word, one word, millions of people died. Millions in the Mahabharata war. And what did Sita Devi say to Lakshman? Ram ordered him to protect her. Ram ordered him to protect her, and he knew that Ram is Bhagavan, nothing can touch Ram. But still, Maricha, the magician, Ravan ordered him, go and trick Ram and take him away from the cottage, and then I will go and take Sita. Ram ordered it. Ravan ordered it. So Maricha went in the form of a very beautiful deer, so attractive and so beautiful. Sita wanted it. She asked Ram, and as any proper husband should do, it was his duty to fulfill the desire of his wife. So he didn't want to go, but she really wanted it, so he said, okay, I will go capture him. Lakshman, you stay and protect her. When Ram realized this is actually a demon, what did he do? He killed that demon. The demon had a chance to be killed by Ravan or Ram, and he decided, I'm going to be killed either way. If I don't go, Ravan will kill me. If I go, Ram will kill me. Let me be killed by Vishnu, this is better. So he went and he was killed by Vishnu, but at that time, as he was dying, he started calling out for help using Ram's voice. At that time, Sita heard Ram is calling for help. She told Lakshman, go and help my brother. Go and help your brother. Immediately, he's calling for help, he needs you. Lakshman said, I cannot leave you. She said, I understand. You're just waiting for him to die so that you can have me for yourself. Very harsh words, she told him. He had never even looked beyond her toenails. Only ever saw her as mother and full respect, never even saw her face. But she spoke these harsh words. Of course, for Leela, but still, she spoke these harsh words. His heart was completely burned. It was so painful to him. So then he drew a special line around her with his bow. It is known as Lakshman Rekha. This is to protect her. He said, do not step outside. If you do not step outside, nothing can touch you. And then he went to find Ram. Of course, we know that Ravan came. He came dressed as a sadhu. These days, so many persons dressed as sadhus. But Bhaktivedanta Thakur speaks about this. Kali Chela. He said they come looking so expert, so excellent, like a very powerful guru, but their only intention is how to enjoy the young daughters of their disciples and take their money. How to enjoy and take that Kanaka Kamani Pratishta. They want all of these things. Ravan came like this, and he coaxed Sita to come out. If you do not serve me, I'm old, I'm tired, give me something, I'm a sadhu, I cannot move. If you do not serve me, this will be very, very bad for your husband. He may die. Now he said, Ram Nam Satya, like this. Immediately she became afraid. She crossed the line to serve him. Then he took her. And from that, millions and millions had to fight and millions died. She spoke those harsh words to Lakshman. These are two examples that were given because of these two massive wars in history where millions and millions died as a result. One single word can destroy nations. One single word can uplift the hearts of millions and billions of people. How powerful is sound vibration? So Rupa Goswami says, first of all, Bacho vegam. The urge to speak should be controlled. How? Do not speak anything other than what is favorable for the development of Krishna bhakti. This is how to control the urge to speak. Otherwise, anything else we say, it can have disastrous, detrimental effects. So I just wanted to share that point before we continue, because it is so pertinent. It is so important now to have this understanding and to be able to share it with the world. That actually we should understand that the results of our collective karma, there's not only personal karma, there's also national karma, collective and global karma. So it's not that I am alone, but I am also connected to everyone around me. That's why if instead of only talking about nonsense activities and concentrating on the material situation, we encourage each other to focus on Krishna, Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Nam, Hari Katha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhagavad Shravan, Shri Murti Shraddhaya Seva. If we encourage each other for that, then those sound vibrations will also go out, and they are more powerful than all of these mundane sound vibrations. But we need to take an active role. It was already predicted by Mahaprabhu. Our Srila Prabhupada said, if we don't do it, someone else will do it. But Mahaprabhu said it will happen. So it must. And Bhaktivedanta Thakur also predicted that all of the people of the world, they will come together under one name, one banner, and give up all of their petty differences and worship the Lord together, all calling out Jai Shachinandan Jai Gaura Hari Hare Krishna. So now we're going to continue with going beyond Vaikuntha, praying at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev and Sri Sanatan Goswamipada, Vairaga Juga Bhakti Rasam Prayatnaya Rapayanam Mamana Vipshamandam Kripamani Yavana Dukhi Dukhi Sanatanastam Prabhamashrayami. May even a drop of the nectar which is in these pages manifest, awaken within our hearts. So yesterday we were speaking about this Brahmin who had gone to so many places. After receiving Gopal mantra from Kamakya Devi, who is Parvati, then he went to so many places, but he was finding that he was not interested. Very holy places, tirthas, but his heart was not resonating there. Finally, he started becoming attracted toward mukti, or impersonal liberation. At that time, out of causeless mercy, Kamakya Devi Parvati, with her husband, Sri Mahadev, appeared before him. And Mahadev told him, whatever you do, don't go in that direction. Go the other way as far as you can. This is unfavorable for you. Then he went to one place, I believe it was Prayag. Prayag. And he saw thousands of people there. They were all chanting. Even though he was ordered to go to Vrindavan by Mahadev, but he went to Prayag. Thousands and millions had gathered to bathe in the Ganga, and they were all chanting, glorifying Ram, telling Vishnu Katha, but still his heart was not fully satiated there, because it wasn't specifically about his Ishtadev. This is already intrinsic within his heart, but he was feeling this is not for me. So then he decided gradually to come to Mathura, to Vrindavan. And we made the point yesterday what Raghunath Das Goswami says, if you want to attain this Braja Bhakti, Braja Bhav, then also don't absorb yourself in meditating on Lakshmi Narayan and Vaikuntha. Even Srila Gurudev and our Rupanuga Guru Varga have told us that even among the 64 limbs of bhakti, not all of them are favorable for the attainment of Braja Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti in the wake of the mood of Brajavasis, like Dvarka Dhyan, to meditate on the moods of the Dvarkavasis, moods of service to Krishna in Dvarka. This is also not favorable for the development of Braja Prem. Nyas, mudras, and so many other things. Among the 64 limbs of bhakti, even, which Rupa Goswami has written in Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, not all of them are favorable for those who are trying to attain Braja Bhakti. Therefore, if we really want to develop Bhakti, we must always be under guidance. Otherwise, we will take everything and not understand what is favorable and what is not. That's why it is said in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you want to understand Shastra, if you want to understand the Bhagavat, or these conceptions of Krishna, then you must take shelter of a Vaishnava to be able to understand. Otherwise, ekaki amar nahi paigal harinam sankirtane. On my own, I have no strength to understand what is what. I can make so many mistakes.
One time in Radha Kund, one Babaji, one point of the Radha Krishna. One time he desired, I go to Dwarka. When that desire, I was doing one astottara, one sadhu boli, he are going there, and also take mudra of Krishna. Stand. Then when he come back, he had past time, nothing manifesting, nothing coming, he become restless. Then at last, Radharani giving something, I don't want him to see him. He went to Dwarka and mudra, down. Then he fire from the body and died.
So Srimati Didi is telling, we've heard this, that one time there was one Baba of Radha Kunda, and he was one pointed, doing bhajan of Radha and Krishna, and receiving so many spurti. But then he went to Dwarka, visited Dwarka, and there in Dwarka he received a stamp. We call it a brand. They actually brand you. If you go to Dwarka, like a permanent they make a stamp on you from Dwarka. Then he came back, but no more spurti, no more darshan. Radharani did not want to see him. And he decided, then what is the use of this life and this body if I cannot receive the mercy of Srimati Radhika? And so he gave up his life with this kind of desperate mood to seek her mercy. We also have the understanding, even within Braj, even among the Brajavasis, still, even among the gopis, there is Svapaksha and Vipaksha. Raghunath Das Goswami in Srimad Shiksha is showing us how to become exclusively one-pointed. How one-pointed? Maybe now we cannot be like this because we may make aparat. But when you come to the point of Raghunath Das Goswami, how was he? One time someone offered him a leaf bowl of chach, buttermilk. He recognized that the bowl was a different shape and different size than the ones he was receiving in Radha Kund. And he asked, where did this come from? Oh, it's from Sakhi Stalina, from the place of Chandravali. She is Vipaksha, the opposite party to Srimati Radhika. Raghunath Das Goswami is completely ekantic, one-pointed, devoted to Srimati Radhika. So he began to chase that person away. Get out of here! I don't want this. I don't want that. No? Sakyayate namamostu nityam. I don't even want the position as your Sakhi. I only want this dasyayate mamarasostu rasostu satyam. But what kind of dasyayate? Only Svapaksha of Srimati Radhika under the guidance of Sri Rupa. This kind of Svapaksha. So focused, so refined, there's no room to move this way and that way. When Srila Gurudev would bring us to Radhakund and Shyamakund, at Shyamakund he would warn us, be careful. Krishna will try to give you anything, any desire that you have. If Krishna ever stands in front of you and asks, what would you like? He said you should only have one prayer. One prayer. Shyama Sundar Shikanda Shekara, Smeraha Samurli Manohara, Radhika Risikamam Kripanite, Svapriya Charana Kinkarin Guru. Oh Shyama Sundar Krishna, if you can give me anything, I only want this one thing. Make me a maidservant at the feet of your dear most beloved, Srimati Radhika. Radhika, Padakale Kritastati.
And also when you do Govardhan Parikama, Gurudev told, when you do Govardhan Parikama, Krishna on your back. Krishna also follow. And what is desire?
Yeah.
You desire, I wanted to do that. I wanted to do in last, you are in what you do is
So Srimati Didi is telling how Gurudev would tell us that when we are doing Govardhana Parikrama, we should be very careful. Because as we're doing Parikrama, Krishna will be following behind us and listening to our desire. What do you want? What do you want? If we have any other desire or thought in our heart, very easily Krishna will grant that thing. So we should only have one desire. I only want to be the Palyadasi of Srimati Radhika. I only want this. And Krishna will think, how can I give this? It is so high. But if we are one-pointed and focused, and we do not ask for or accept anything else, don't accept anything else, then Krishna will be bound to give that to us. So Gurudev would always say, don't desire anything else.
Now for easy, we are following Govardhana Parikrama, and for how we can one point for Gurudev. If we are Gurudev does and maybe Gurudev is pleased, so now it is easy to keep going. Because it is more easy to follow that, oh wow, what can I want to, how can I please ask anything to want for.
And she's making a very, very important point right now. We may not have our connection to that highest goal. It might not be so fixed, but we know our Gurudev. We have relationship sambandha with our Gurudev. So for now, my only aim and object should be how to please my Gurudev. I have faith that by pleasing my Gurudev, all transcendental things will come. Nama Shreshtam Manamavi Sachiputramatra Surupam Rupam Tasya Grajamalupurim Mathurim Doshnavadam Radha Kundam Girivaramaho Radhika Matavasham Prapto Yasya Pridhata Kripaya Shri Gurum Tannatosmi. If I'm there, I might not understand this high thing, but I might be able to have this desire very fixed in my heart that I only want to please my Gurudev. So I will follow his instructions. Every step I take, I will endeavor to do what I can to please him. Means, will he be pleased with my words? Will he be pleased with my actions? Will he be pleased with my endeavors on the path of bhakti? And only then we should move forward like that. If Giriraj Maharaj, Krishna is hearing this, oh, he's Sarva Vishwa Pradata, he can give anything. So, please, let me have Guru Nishtha. Let me please my Gurudev. And from that one point, all transcendental necessities will automatically manifest. So she is telling me, Yasya Prasadad Bhagavat Prasadam, Yasya Prasadam Nagati Kutopi. By the mercy of Krishna, one attains the spiritual master. Only by the mercy of Sri Guru will one actually attain the mercy of Krishna. Therefore, the Supreme Lord himself says, Pratamam tu Gurum Puja. First of all, you must worship Sri Guru. If you do not first do this, then everything that you do, even all of the activities that you endeavor to do on the path of bhakti, annata nishphala bhavit. Everything will be rendered fruitless. So now is the time for Arati. We will end here and continue tomorrow. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanupa Varga ki jai, Prabhu ki jai, Sachinandan Gaurahan ki jai, Radha Gopinath ki jai, Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Because when will we go there? We know without Guru. They will be asked, whom you send? Why party? No. So now your case rejected. Now go.
Yes, we must very boldly and very strongly claim when they ask, who is your party, who is your Gurudev?
Recommendation, any recommendation you have? No, I am command.
One time Gurudev told us you should never take the name of your Guru lightly. You never just say his name. He said if anyone asks you the name of your Guru with as much affection, with as much honor and respect that you can awaken within your heart, you would say, and he said the name of his Guru, Nitya Lila Pravishtamam Vishnupad Astottara Shishmad Bhakti Pragyan Kishori Goswami Maharaj. He said like that. And then you take the name of the Guru. No, but he said the name of his Guru. And we will say the name of our Gurudev. Like that.
Not we say that Narayan Maharaj, Bhavan Maharaj.
Yes. But he was teaching us by saying the name of his guru, and then we will say the name of our guru.
One time when the president, he had Nitya Lila. So everybody give Nitya Lila. So why you cannot give Nitya Lila?
Shiva Jaya Jaya
Hare
Rama
Jai Nitya Prabhu Vishnu Pasi Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaja Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitya Prabhu Vishnu Pasi Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja Ki Jai Nitya Prabhu Vishnu Pasi Srimad Gurudeva Swami Maharaja Ki Jai Nitya Prabhu Vishnu Pasi Srimad Bhaktivedanta Mohan Goswami Maharaja Ki Jai Nitya Prabhu Vishnu Pasi Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Srila Goswami Maharaja Ki Jai Nitya Prabhu Vishnu Pasi Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaja Ki Jai Jagat Guru Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai Maha Bhagavan Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Saptam Goswami Sachitananda Srila Thakur Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai Vaishnava Sarvabhaum Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Pujya Vedanta Acharya Srila Bhadravya Bhusan Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Shanat Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai Shri Narotam Shri Vaishamananda Prabhu Jai Ki Jai Shri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai Jai Rup Sanatan Matraguna Shri Rupa Parvata Das Raghunath Sarvaswami Prabhu Ki Jai Swarup Damodar Ramananda Ji Gopal Shabin Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Das Thakur Ki Jai Namse Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Swasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gopa Varadhan Rasavanatmaka Shri Brajamandar Ki Jai Shyama Kundara Punyamana Ganga Tulsi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Seshwari Vishwaranandini Shrimati Radharani Ki Jai Yagaya Shri Purnamasi Devi Ki Jai Gopishwar Mahadev Ki Jai Sarvabhishta Prajata Shri Raj Govardhan Ki Jai Prabhuram Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Vrajamanda Guramanda Kshetramanda Ki Jai Jagannath Bharata Sanju Ki Jai Sarvari Narayan Singha Bhagavan Ki Jai Bhakta Prabha Shri Bhakta Prabha Shri Prabhu Maharaj Ki Jai Chari Sampada Janidam Jai Chai Ki Jai Kamata Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai Shri Gopinath Bhavan Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Sangha Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nityananda Mahajan Ki Jai Jisai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Hari
Please keep respectful social distance as we are circumambulating. Thank you. 2 meters, 2.5. Namo Namo Tulasi Krishna Preya. जय श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्व गिरिधारी राधा बिहारी राधा गोपीनाथ की जय। श्री गुरुदेव की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। रूपानुग गौरी वर्ग की जय। पति पावन श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम शशिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री जमुना महारानी की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। गिरिराज महाराज की जय। गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे। Vaisnava means devotee of Krishna, Kishori means devotee of Krishna, Glory means devotee of Srimad.
The real Shakta.